I want to share with you all what I know to be two more powerful commitments. So I'm going to challenge you to take those on today. Commitment number 6 in the space of this. And this goes right to the heart of your business and your life, folks. And for 40 years, once I didn't use this commitment, and I began to use it about several years back. Commitment number 6, start filing your past in your past. May sound cliche, but so many of us cannot let go of the past. It's time to get the future and the past straightened out once and for all. See, human beings make a very simple and far-reaching mistake. One that you must not make if you're going to elevate performance. Let's call it, for the sake of today, a filing error. Imagine 2 filing cabinets, the past and the future. From time to time, stressful, difficult, or dangerous things happen to us as individuals in our life. When they do, and we survive, we note what worked. Taking a photograph of our actions and our thoughts and keeping it on file in case that situation happens again. So you'll have it in the future, you put it into the future cabinet. And after you've lived through enough of these incidents, the filing cabinet of the future is full. Now here's the irony. The irony is that you no longer have a real future. You may find that you're repeating the past. Frankly, folks, you are. I did. Bringing the same reason, same logic. When something happens, you dip into the future file. And you do what your record tells you to do. And you do the same things over and over because you put those files in your future. So, right now, today, this morning, let's do something. Let's get beyond the filing error. If we emptied everything out from the future file, from that future filing cabinet, all the decisions we placed there to deal with what may happen, do you hear what I said? You got all those things put there for one reason, because something may happen. What would be left in that filing cabinet? Think about that just for a second. What's going to be left? I'll tell you what's left. Nothing. Nothing. That's the nature of the real future you see. Nothing. So, here's the bad news. The bad news, you're standing in front of nothingness. Certainty is unavailable. Now, here's the good news. The good news is that you're standing in front of nothingness. Ha ha ha. Folks, you can only create into nothing. Unless there's that clearing in front of you, you can't create into it. A painter can only paint on a blank canvas. You can create a future into nothingness. So standing in front of it is not a bad thing, folks. It's a blessing. Now, a way of creating this future, think about this. Speculate about what possible futures that inspire you. The future to be invented, not figured out. Those of you remember I did a call not too long ago about the difference between working versus creating. People who have jobs work. Entrepreneurs are committed to creating. It's not a future designed to fix or solve your current problems. Must I say that again? I think I will. It's not a future designed to fix or solve your current problems. It's a future designed to make a difference for you and for others. Folks, you have to look into nothingness and declare what can be and what you actually commit to. And I promise you, if you stay in this conversation, you'll never confuse the future and the past again. I promise. So number 6, start filing your past in your past. And number 7, the last of our commitments. Play the game as if your life depended on it. Commit to that. I'll say it again. Play the game as if your life depended on it. Begin the coaching by starting with yourself. Folks, do yourself a favor. Overturn your life sentence. Create powerful lives to live into. Don't fall asleep into the reality, what we call the reality illusion. See in this moment how life is showing up to as it really is. Experiment with changing your perspective and changing your conversations. Folks, I'm here to tell you right now, you can't mess this up. All you're doing is having a conversation. Remember? You can't mess this up. Begin by having a what's possible conversation. Let me share something with you. As a 3%er, I know this. People will resist you. Let me say that again. People will resist you. Why? Because people resist new ideas. Don't take it personally. Resistance, folks, it's like a thunderstorm. When it rains on you, what happens? You get wet. But it's not personal. You may find yourself resisting even your own commitments, making others wrong, not creating what you know you can be. Remember though, you can give up anything that doesn't serve you. I talk with people time and time again, and they go through their emotions and their actions and their thoughts. I'm like, well, do those serve you? And if they're really honest with themselves, most of them, they don't. Change those. When something stops you, ask whether it's what's happening is wrong or bad. If that's how it's occurring for you, alter the question from what's wrong to what's missing. Treat it as part of the field on which you're playing. Your job is to win in those conditions. Frankly, folks, there's no obstacles. It's merely conditions of the game. Understand, right now, today, folks, you're back in the game. Now you're back in the game. A final word. There's no circumstances in business or in life that you can't handle from this perspective. No matter what hurdles you have to jump, challenges you have to face, unfamiliar territory you have to cross, be proud in the fact that you're ready for it. Play the game passionately. Play the game intensely. Play the game fearlessly. But folks, don't make it significant. And never forget, it's just a game. I understand that each and every one of you take on these 7 commitments. Why? Because I know the power of a commitment and understand that whenever you make a commitment, it'll be tested. Play the game, but play it as if your life depended on it and watch what happens. My fellow CC Pro members, I'm proud of each and every one of you. Make today count. Why? Because it does. Do something good, something positive for somebody today, but do it in the knowing there's absolutely no way they could ever repay you.